Hello and welcome to this Level 1 and 2 digital storytelling publishing activity using Adobe Express, where we can all create powerful curriculum content using the 5 E's: Explore, Express, Exchange, Evaluate and Exhibit. For more info on the 5 E's, head to ccea.org.uk. Before we get creative today, make sure that you take some time to look at some examples of digital publications. Those could be invitations, posters, flashcards, flyers, you name it, check a few out beforehand. When you're ready, log in to Adobe Express using your free c2ken.net account. There are lots of ways you could start a new project in Adobe Express. Explore the home page, and then in the top left corner you'll see this plus symbol, and I'm just going to scroll down here and I'm going to choose just a simple square poster. Now you'll notice that it's telling me that my work is automatically being backed up, which means that I can use it on an iPad and then I can go and continue my work on a desktop. So I'm using an iPad here today, and first of all I'm just going to explore the screen and just have a little look at some of the buttons that I have around my canvas. So I seem to have a lot of options down the left hand side here for inserting different types of media, some text. I'm going to make a start by finding and selecting an image. When I click on media, I can see that I have options at the top: photos, videos, audio. For this purpose, I want to find a photo, and I'm going to use the little search bar here. And because I am using an iPad, I'm going to tap the dictation tool here, the little microphone beside the space bar. Under the sea. And you see how that typed my words for me? That's a very helpful tool. So I now have lots of photographs that I could choose from to use as the title or the main feature image in my poster. I really like this one, so I'm just going to click it and it automatically goes into my canvas. So now I want to add some text. So you'll see the little T here. I'm going to go up to the big button at the top that says add my own text, and I want just to give a little title page here for Under the Sea. Of course, you could do this for any topic at all that you're doing in your class. Once I've typed it out, I can hide my keyboard here in the bottom right hand corner, and it's not really helpful, the text being there for me. It's kind of getting lost, isn't it? So I need to move my text box. So all I have to do is hold down in the text box and drag it up. And you'll see I've got some guidelines coming in here to help me center my text. I can also do it at the bottom. I quite liked it at the top there. So when I'm happy with the positioning of it, I'm nearly finished my work, so I'm ready to give it a title. Up in the top left corner here, you will see a default title already started for you. But if you just tap in the center of this text box space, you'll see a little menu pop up. And in this case, I want to select all. And then I want to select cut. That means it's going to delete all of the writing for me, and now I can put in my own title. At this stage, it's really helpful to let children know that the purpose of giving your work a title means that you can share files easier and people know what they're receiving. So it's a really helpful introduction to Exchange. Once you have saved it, you'll see a little cloud has formed beside our title, meaning that our work is saved to the Adobe Express cloud. And at this stage, I would encourage children to start thinking about their work and how they could improve it. That might actually help us lead into a level 2 version of this task, where I'm going to go and add in a new page now. You can see I've got options here for even duplicating the current page, but I just want to add another blank one. For this now, I'm going to repeat the steps that I did in the first half of this project, where I'm going to go into media, I'm still in photos, and I'm going to search for different animals that live under the sea. I like this one of the turtles. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to find 3 photographs. So I'm going to put in another one, and I'll worry about moving them all later. I just want to get all of my content on the canvas. Now comes the time when I really need to start resizing these shapes. So to resize, just click on the shape that you want to edit, and you'll see these little corner handles. They allow you to scale the image and resize it smaller and even bigger as well. So I want this to be a good bit smaller so that I can fit all 3 images neatly onto my page. And I'm actually going to line them up quite similar to each other by leaving them in one place and dragging them so they're all the same width. Now I need to arrange my images, move them about just by clicking and again dragging. I can't move an image unless I've clicked on it. And I probably now want to add in some sentences, so maybe give a fact about each animal. So this is where it's really helpful if you have pupils coming to do this creative task with their work and their planning done ahead of time. This will really speed up this part of the process. Of course, we'll make sure that we include all of our punctuation. So we've got our full stops here at the end of our sentence, and we know how to add in capital letters using the uppercase button over at the side of our keyboard here. And of course, we could also use the dictation tool to speed this up. Now, I really need to move and position some of this text better. So I'm going to pinch to zoom into my canvas. And I can see around my text box, I have the same resizing handles that I had on my photos. So I'm just going to drag this corner down and in and make it fit in this space over here. If the keyboard pops up, just drop it away again. Now I can see my guidelines are coming back to help me, so I can line this one in the center. And all I need to do now is start copying and repeating this process, adding in my text box. For the last one here, you can see that my text box has gone slightly off the canvas, but I can still see the handles that help me resize it. So again, just drag in and down and up and stretch it. Whatever way you need to pull those handles about so that it fits onto your canvas, just explore it. Now at this stage, I'm ready to choose a suitable font and color for my text. So over on the font drop-down menu, you can scroll down and see lots of different fonts, and you'll also see a little preview of what your text looks like in that font. I quite like the look of this one, but I'm not quite happy with it in black writing, so I want to change the color. So I'm going to go down to fill here, and you'll see there's a couple of different ways that I can get colors. I can go over to custom, and I can drag this along the rainbow colors, also drag the black dot at the bottom up. I see that I've got more colors here, so I've got lots of colors in this palette to choose from, and I quite like this sea colored one. And now what I want to do is I want to start thinking about the placement of text on my page. So this is where you're encouraging children to start being reflective and evaluating their work. And are there any changes that they could make to improve the aesthetic of it and the design? So for here, I'm just going to maybe alternate where my text and pictures are, so that I have a little zigzag going across my page. Quite like the look of that. I might also want to start exploring now with some rotation options. So if I click on the image, I can twist it a few degrees to the left or to the right, or I could spin it the whole way around. I think that adds a nice bit of variety to my page now. Once I'm happy with my work, I can of course give it a title. I've already got a title for this one, and I can see that the cloud is synced. And I maybe want to now start looking at ways that I could exhibit this. So I'm going to download it. I could download all the pages of my work. I have different formats I could choose from. I could choose a PDF, or I could choose image file types like PNG and JPEGs. I'm happy with the PNG, so I'm just going to download like that, and you'll see it's saved to my iPad camera roll. I also have an option where I can share my work, and I could start collaborating with other people. So it's a really good one just to let children know that that option's there, where they can share a link and somebody can either view their work, or they can collaborate with them, or they can go and share that link on any of their learning platforms or via email and things like that. As long as children know at that stage, that is enough for level 2. The next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we know how to get back into this program and into this project if I open up Adobe Express again. So if I'm back on the Adobe Express homepage, I have some options here where I can choose my most recent files or go into all of my stuff here, and I can see there is my Under the Sea project. I can also start categorizing into folders, which we'll cover in some later levels. Thanks for watching, and have fun getting digitally creative.